Today marks 1 year since Tahir's martyrdom. He was martyred on 20th November 2020. Time has gone by so fast. I remember him all the time. The bullet is still inside my head. One bullet got me here and the other hit my hand. It pierced straight through and came out the other side, cutting the muscle here. My finger can't move now. It has become disabled. When I got shot in the head, I instantly lost consciousness. I fell face down and swallowed my own blood when gasping for air. No one even bothered to turn me over. I regained consciousness in the hospital. I didn't know then that Tahir had passed away, but I knew that I ran after him and tried to warn my son. That's all I can remember.
Worrisome picture by highlighting systemic and systematic patterns of violations of freedom of religion or belief that have not been adequately addressed. You know, there have been 6 mandate holders to this mandate. All 6 have expressed concern about Pakistan. And I have to say that it seems that with some of the issues, we have seen the appointment of individuals to investigate and act on it, but we have not really seen an improvement. Some of these communications depict this worrisome picture and illustrate that these issues have not been adequately addressed by the authorities during the years, and particularly those that undermine the rights of religious or belief minorities. It includes the Hazaras, Dalits, Christians, Hindus, but especially the Ahmadis that Farid spoke so persuasively and correctly to, that it is a state-sponsored persecution, one that is established, embedded, intergenerational over many decades, and reinforced at every opportunity. Some of the instances of the communications address the brutal killing of a journalist, Marshall Khan, 25-year-old. Another, universities and professors and lecturers that have been targeted for blasphemy charges purely for the exercise of their functions. Junaid Hafiz is one of those cases, and he has spent many years in solitary confinement and on death row. Lawyers defending persons accused of blasphemy are also the target of attacks, death threats, and murder attempts. This becomes really bizarre that we not only have the targets, but their lawyers are the targets, their journalists are their targets. The ministers that are speaking on their behalf are the targets. And I think even if nothing else, just purely this is an illustration of how integral it is. You know, we have to ask, in both cases, why is there a fear of freedom of religion or belief? Incitement to hatred and violence continues. There was a case of Mr. Faraz Parviz, a Christian minority in Lahore, who decided to leave Pakistan. I mean, decided is the wrong word, had to leave Pakistan in 2013 when a mob brought him to a police station violently and asked that he be prosecuted both for blasphemy. He fled to Thailand, and while in Thailand, political and religious groups in Pakistan announced a high bounty on his head to try to get others to kill him or hand him over to the Pakistani authorities. His whereabouts in Thailand were disclosed twice through social media, calling for his death. So even this extraterritorial threat and pursuit. Discriminatory provisions are highly embedded. It's fostered in the education system. The cases of forced conversion, abduction, marriage of underage girls has already been spoken to. It relates to both Christian and Hindu girls. Harassment, attacks, and persecution is embedded. Rana Tavir, a journalist, was the victim of an assassination attempt in 2017 for covering violence and persecution against religious or belief minorities, especially Ahmadis. Let me skip to the end. I mean, the illustrations, the examples, the grave concerns are numerous. During the last cycle, states did put a fair emphasis on discrimination against religious minorities in Pakistan, but they need to sharpen that and deepen that and echo that because it has not become better. Asking, for example, for the immediate abolition of the death penalty for blasphemy laws, the repeal of discriminatory laws and provisions, of which there are many, and prompt investigations, equality before the law, preventing and halting incitement to religious hatred and violence. It is very clear, and it is shared amongst all the mandates and indeed all international human rights mechanisms, that even if there is the death penalty, it should be only for the most serious crimes. And it is impossible to consider blasphemy as a serious crime. Final remarks, we need to continue to monitor both situations. You know, UPR has not proven highly effective in changing these trends if we look at the third cycle and now the fourth cycle, but it is a mechanism whereby the state at least has to listen over several sessions to these recommendations. And well, good luck if there's an effort to seek to defend, but it's a mechanism that every state to date has had to cooperate with, and therefore we need to use it, we need to work together to try and ensure the promotion of tolerance and respect for all. Farid, I admired you saying that at the very least A, B, and C should happen, but actually there should be equality and upholding of all human rights for all. Thank you.